Hello guys, I would say good morning, but it's almost noon now. We had breakfast, played, we went to the library for like an hour and a half, came back, had lunch, cleaned up from that. So now I'm getting on to my task for the day, which is a big one. I'm hoping to deep clean the whole kitchen. So we'll see how far we get. Little man is currently in the next room with his Yoto player and some toys. It's got some new stuff out for the toy rotation. I'm hoping he's cool playing independently for a little bit so I can knock some of this out, but I'm sure at some point he will come and join us to help, or I'll set up some activities or something for him. I'm just starting out by clearing off this fridge because it is just too much and the clutter is bugging me. The clutter is getting on my nerves, and all of this, I just condensed this the other day. All of this was different holiday and Christmas cards, and while I love them, I obviously display them, it is now March. They need to go bye-bye. We're just gonna start from this side of the room and go all around the kitchen and get this place super clean from top to bottom. And I already know we are not eating at home tonight because the last thing I want to do after I deep clean the kitchen is cook and clean it up again. So we are not eating at home. So this is a perfect day to get this done. So after taking everything off the fridge, I went ahead and wiped down our pantry door, which just wasn't bad at all, minus some little sticky handprints toward the bottom. Speaking of those little sticky fingers, William just wanted to help me this day. He wanted to be glued to Mom, so I grabbed him a separate rag and he helped me on and off. You will see throughout this video. But we just wiped down the fridge really good, and the top really needed it. Oh my gosh, so dusty and disgusting. But thankfully, well, not thankfully that we had a fridge leak, but we had a fridge leak a couple weeks ago. And at that point, I had pulled out the stove and the fridge and like swept and mopped behind and under it. So all that was good. So thankfully, I don't have to get into that whole situation behind the fridge today. But I had ordered a dry erase board off of Amazon, just one of those clear acrylic ones. It looks so much nicer than the ancient one we had before. And these little changes just make our house look so much nicer. All right, I'm so excited about this. We got a new spice organizer, and this is the one that we've had for a while. And it just takes up a lot of room on the counter, and I'm trying to like declutter this space because soon we're gonna have, you know, bottles and pump parts drying and just, you know, even more clutter. Just trying to get rid of what I can. So I bought this magnetic one, and there are 4 little racks that look like this, and they're just gonna go right here. I don't think I'll need all 4, but it came with cute little labels, and this is what the jars look like. And I already pre-washed all of these because I know that was gonna be time consuming, and this is already gonna be time consuming, switching all of the spices over to these jars. Yeah? Yeah, honey?
No.
Yes, honey? Yes, you can have that now. Whoa, you okay? All right. What you doing? You can look, but we're not gonna push all the buttons down. Anyway, like I was saying, I know it's already gonna take a long time to switch these over and figure out this spice cabinet. So most of my cabinets are actually pretty organized and clean. So this is the only one we're really gonna get into today. But this spice cabinet it's only supposed to have refills and then the bigger bottles and things that I need that obviously can't go in the spice rack. But it got super out of hand, and there were definitely some expired things in there. So I went through them all, sorted everything out, and then William, my little helper, joined me again. He was really into this. And I was trying not to get frustrated, and we actually ended up having such a good time, even though it was so much slower and so much messier with a toddler. But we really did have fun with the funnel, and he was helping me with the stickers. We were talking about the difference between empty and full, which is something I don't think I had taught him yet, and smells. So we really did have a good time. But yeah, we just filled in all of our new glasses, and the labels are just so stinking cute, and they send you some empty ones too, which was perfect because Will likes to make his homemade spice from the peppers we grow in our garden. So I had a little dad spice label on one of them, and if we ever make any other spices or spice mixes from our garden, then I can do that too, so that's awesome. I guess the funnel wasn't entertaining to William after a while, because then he went to stacking all the spices and then turning them on my little turntable, and it was, I don't know, I love watching these little videos of him doing it. Oh, made such a mess, but that's okay. And then we put everything into the little racks, and on the fridge they went, and I love how it turned out. And I made sure to wipe down the cabinet and clean the turntable before putting it back and organizing all of my extras in the cabinet. Obviously, I do have to fill some of these jars. I just knew some of them were on the older side or almost empty, so I am just going to purchase new ones, but it looks so much better. On the left, I just have my refills, and on the right, I have my bigger stuff, baking soda and whatnot. And then we're going to fast forward to the next day when I decided to do the rest, starting with wiping off the upper cabinets before moving on to the counters. And I had to just stop the day before because William was just glued to me, and I knew if I kept going, it was going to become a struggle. But this day, when you'll see, he really was good, and it was over halfway through my cleaning that day when he needed me to set up an activity. So it just really depends on the day with any toddler, but my toddler specifically. Some days he's totally fine playing alone, and other days he wants nothing to do with it. But after I wiped down the upper cabinets, I just put some soapy water on the stovetop and then wiped it down and put some baking soda and let that sit while I wiped everything that was on my counter. This can opener I ended up putting up in that spice cabinet because I had some extra room, and most of the cans I actually use now have the pull top. And then I don't know, I guess I don't use cans that often anyway, but I decided to get that off my counter, wipe down our salt and pepper shakers, and then just honestly clean the butter dish, just wiped every single thing here down. Our toaster is fairly new. We got it for Christmas, and I've been trying to do a thorough job cleaning it every, I don't know, I'd say maybe once a month, because we use it every day, and toasters can get so gross. Like our old one, oh my gosh, but we also had that for, I don't know, 5 years. But I've been really trying to scrub this thing down. And speaking of scrubbing, after letting it sit, I went back and used a sponge and scrubbed that stove top and got all of the little cooked on pieces off. It wasn't like super terrible, but it definitely needed to be done. And it looks so much better, so much shinier. I did go back with some soapy water once again, and then a couple times with just like regular water. And then I went to clean all of the counters before William caught my attention. I could tell he needed something new to do.
You got this bucket and you got this bucket. So you can use your tongs, or you can scoop it and you put them in the bucket. Does William want to try? Wow!
Uh-oh! And that little activity kept him busy for quite a while. We were talking about colors and different things while I was cleaning, and just to, make him feel like he had someone to play with. But I just scrubbed these counters. I actually had to get the step stool out to get that back corner because my belly won't let me reach. But anyway, after I did that, I went ahead and scrubbed up the little drying rack, which is just crazy. We're gonna have bottles and pump parts there again because it's just been toddler cups recently, so it's just crazy. We're out of bottles again. And then I also did the little toaster tray that we were just looking at, and then put everything back on the counter, and it just looked so much cleaner and nicer. I literally took away, what, 2 items, the spice rack and the can opener, and it just feels so much better to me. And then I went ahead and skipped over the sink area for now because I knew I needed it to clean the coffee pot. So I went ahead and scrubbed the pot and the little insert where you put the grounds and just got everything super clean. And then I wiped down the actual coffee pot and did a rinse cycle on it with just some water and vinegar first, and then I did a couple rounds with just pure water to rinse out all of the vinegar. Halfway through this though, I had to set up another activity for William. I could tell he was getting over the first one, so I took some packing tape and put it in this doorway here. I normally would make it way thicker, but I ran out of tape. And then he just took some balls and would throw it on the tape so it would stick, and then he loves just throwing them on, taking them off, throwing them on, taking them off. And I've done this once before, and before it kept him busy for an hour. I mean, I'm not even kidding, a whole hour. This one I'd say maybe 15 minutes this go, but still it was 15 minutes of pure cleaning on Mama's part. And the microwave needed some major help. Just wait till I open this door. Ugh. It's pretty gross. No, I'm cleaning it. That's just water to clean it. Can you press play for me?
No, eat.
Want me to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to eat something?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's no food in there. That's just water and vinegar. It's yucky.
Oh.
You need a snack, though? I just put a little bowl of water and vinegar in the microwave for a couple minutes to let it steam up and get everything loosened, and then I wiped down the microwave. It was honestly the worst that it's been in forever. And then I also had already wiped down the outside, and then I normally would remove this and wipe under it, but I'm gonna have we'll do that a different day just because I feel like it's a little too heavy for me these days, and I'm not going to chance it. And then after wiping down the window, which I do still have to do the outside of the window, but after that I went on to the sink, which you guys know is one of my favorite parts, using my barkeeper's friend, scrubbing it down, and then watching it just get rinsed is just the best. It is so satisfying, and that's why I saved it for last today. And then I headed on to those lower cabinets and gave them a little wipe down, and at this point I was exhausted. William wanted me to play with him, so I was just trying to speed it up. Thankfully, I didn't have to do anything with the dishwasher other than wipe it down because we just got it last month, and I already know the filter's clean and everything is pretty much brand spanking new in there. So I will see you guys all in my next video. Hopefully you enjoy this one, and we will hang out again next week. Bye guys.